I lost to Burn, I lost to Humans, then I lost a close match to Jeskai. The Humans matchup was kind of close too. Game 1's a slaughter, but post board, if they hadn't seen quite so many Exile freebooters, I probably would have had a little bit better chance. And a Goyf costume. What does a Goyf costume look like? Nick Miller just knows how to give the people what they want. And I mean, like, let's be honest. I'm a pseudo-known streamer. I've played a lot in the SCG Tour in the past. Even if I wasn't wearing a ridiculous costume, like me playing a Modern Open, it's round 1 feature match potential. Like, add that in with me wearing a ridiculous costume and playing a ridiculous deck, like, easy. Easy round 1 feature. Hey, Nick knows how to spot low-hanging fruit when he sees it. Turn 1 Ancient Ziggurat. My Ancestral Vision and my Logic Knot and my spread, my just very, like, kind of okay hand. Opponent goes turn 1 Champion of the Parish, and you're like, do I... And this isn't Miracles, right? I don't have Terminuses to flip off on my opponent. This is actually, like, I want people in chat to win. Do I even play this game? Do I even play this game? What are my chances that I can actually win this game with the cards that we have? I feel like the chances are very, very low, right? I feel like I obviously know what they're playing and I'm just supposed to concede. Any thoughts on that? I don't even think One Path does it. Like, they're going to play more threats. So their hand has to be exceptionally bad, right? Their hand has to be exceptionally bad. All right, I'm going to play Magic here just for the sake of playing Magic, but I'm of the opinion that we're supposed to concede from this point. I think if you're playing to win, the play to win line is actually don't play Magic this game. I think you're supposed to concede and just conceal information and go to game 2. I think it's something worth discussing. I think it's something that a lot of people don't put enough merit into in a format like Modern. I think our chances to win this game are just like single-digit percentages, maybe even fractional percentages. I think even if we find a verdict, they have enough Thalias and Kitesail freebooters and Meddling Mages that we're very unlikely to win this game. And I think even playing a turn is incorrect. I just wanted to talk about that, though, and talk about kind of the logic and reasoning behind why I feel that way. But people in chat seem to think that we have a chance, so let's get run over here real quick. Yeah, like, obviously Magic's a game that has variance by design. Like, we could win. They could have no lands. They could have all lands. But I think the chances of this hand lining up well against any of their average hands, I mean, at this point, there's no reason to concede. Like, once I played Island Ancestral Vision, they know what's going on. They know broadly how to sideboard. So at this point, conceding doesn't do anything for me. The options were concede before playing a Magic card or make them kill me. So we've elected for the make them kill me. I think if you're being serious, Justin, Spreading Seas is very bad in this matchup. It doesn't do a whole lot of anything. They have blue. Okay, no, I'm gonna concede. I mean, just like do more counter spells. Yeah, I shouldn't have played a turn this game. Just should not have even played a turn. Just on record, should not have played a turn. Now let's investigate how good this sideboard is. So ideally, I want to cut at a bare minimum that many cards. I have Rune Talos. I have Blessed Alliance. All right, and so I guess Celestial Purge gets to come in here too. So I guess at a bare minimum, we have the bare minimum number of sideboard slots for this matchup. I feel like the way this deck is constructed, it doesn't consider Humans enough. I think Humans is a very good deck in the format right now. And ideally, I would like to trim probably some number of Ancestral Visions. I would like to trim some number of Jace's potential. I'd like to trim some number of Spreading Seas. So like I have a bunch of cards in my deck that are not good in this matchup post board. I just really don't have an option to like do anything else. Hey, Moro Sith with the 5-month resubscription. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. So welcome back. Do we need another month to say things are getting serious? Yeah, no split on sweepers or extra thing of that is interesting too. And honestly, that's one of the things I've seen the most is that in a lot of decks that people have been submitting, I think I've said this a lot in the recent videos, especially in the last week with like the uptick of popularity in humans. I just like keep constantly saying like, oh, we don't have enough board slots for humans. Oh, we don't have enough board slots for humans. MGD Philly with the 22-month resubscription. There's a strong lack of Karns going on. That's definitely true. Thank you very much and welcome back. I do appreciate that. So, you know, even though Modern's a format where you can keep playing your same deck because you love it over and over again, especially these interactive decks, it's really important if you want to be successful with these interactive decks that you're constantly updating and changing, especially your sideboard, so your ins and outs and the popular, powerful matchups, especially the aggressive matchups, all line up accordingly. Congrats on the camera when it's the only one that matters. Thank you, Wannabe Beetle. I do appreciate it. And it's not even just about diversifying the Wrath. Like, diversifying the Wrath is a very small thing, in my opinion. It's also about just having enough cards to bring. Like I said, like, we're playing post board here against this humans deck, and I've got 6 mana Elspeths and Ancestral Visions and Spreading Seas, and just like all these cards that are super clunky and don't really impact the board in my deck, or are really expensive to have them impact the board. So it puts me in a very bad position against this very popular matchup. I won one match in Milwaukee this past weekend. So what I'm going to do here, am I just pathing this? I could path this and just start wastelanding them. I could also like just go field plus. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go field Gideon plus on here. Just use my mana efficiently here. Usually they only have one basic in the humans deck. Usually there's just one basic planes in their deck. Their mana base is a little bit greedy. So field plus path. So once we path them, these fields just turn into wastelands. Nico Bolas, the feature match was just swell. Nicholas Bolas, thank you for the 2-month Twitch Prime resubscription and welcome back. I appreciate that. Thanks for the continued support. No, actually, I'm playing day 2 of the Open right now at this very moment from my basement. I'm double queuing it with this Magic Online match. I don't know how to answer questions that are that silly without just like dripping in sarcasm. Right, we lost our path to exile. It's a little bit of the downside to playing the Gideon. I guess we would have lost the Gideon if I'd have waited. Thanks for the bit, Justin. Is there anything about double? There's not actually. In fact, you're encouraged to double queue on Magic Online. Encouraged to double queue on Magic Online. Went to time out of salt. That's great. That's fantastic. Am I getting draw step kite sailed? I am getting draw step kite sailed. All right. I'm not sure. It depends on like what you're looking at. Like what, again, you don't want to just add random cards to your sideboard. That's not good deck building. So My question to you is the blue-white cycler good in this sideboard? What is your goal? What problem are you trying to fix by adding that card to the sideboard of this deck? So like what are you envisioning is an issue that this deck has, and how is that card solving that issue through its addition to the deck? And if you can't answer that question, well, it's probably not a good addition. This weekend was a hoot. It was a lot of fun. What changed my mind was that people kept constantly leaving in Path to Exile and even boarding in Fatal Push against our Thing in the Ices. And honestly, I probably shouldn't have played anything in the Ices in Milwaukee. So if you're interested in memeing with the what's it called deck moving forward, if you're interested in playing Owling Mine moving forward, I would play the 75 that I played in Milwaukee, but I would cut the 2 Thing in the Ice in the sideboard, and I'd play 2 copies of I would play 2 copies of Slagstorm as sweepers 5 and 6 after the Anger of the Gods. All right, got what, like 2 draws at a verdict here, maybe just 1, honestly. All right, wait, Seal. I'm giving you a 10-minute timeout. If you want to talk about card selection here, you need to articulate yourself. You got to be useful and contribute to the discussion. You got to say, I don't think Gideon is well positioned right now because, and then you got to use your words. For instance, I'm going to say that I think Gideon's very good in a deck like this and is very reasonable because Gideon encourages my aggressive opponents to extend into my sweeper effects. Gideon is also a very efficient clock that we can play for 3 mana that fixes one of this deck's big problems, which is this archetype generally doesn't have enough closing power against combo decks in the format. So those are reasons why I think Gideon is very good in this deck, and it's a reasonable inclusion. It does 2 things that we're very interested in doing: closing power and making creature decks extend into our sweepers. How do you feel about Sweltering Suns over Slagstorm? Yeah, Sweltering Suns could be fine. That's probably fine. This is 6, 13, 14, 15, so we are not dead on board. Another Mantis Rider, then we're dead. He says, Sin Collector. I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. I don't think so. 8, 14. We're going to 1, chat. Yeah, the downtime on this is a post-board game. We died game 1 in a blaze. The GPs, like, the time-shifted matches are such A+ content as far as Magic is concerned. Can't rely on gift subs every time. Cool to see that I can just click this link and pay with Amazon, though. Thank you, Nerdster, for the 3-month subscription, a quarter of a year. Welcome back. I appreciate that. I had a lot of fun both being an owl and walking around and meeting and hooting at people in Milwaukee. All right, Sand's pretty good. Mana Leak on the play. Got a Path to Exile as well. I've got these 2 copies of Jace the Mind Sculptor that may or may not do anything. Dark Magi, 1131 with the 8-month resubscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. 2/3 of a year. You should go to starcitygames.com and you should click on the coverage for the current open weekend that is going on. And then you should thank me for teaching you to help yourself. God helps those that help themselves. It's really inspiring. People that look like they got really lucky in life, a lot of the times, they just helped themselves. Sometimes they got genuinely lucky. But if you help yourselves, you will be lucky yourself more often. Tier 2 J stacks, right? Are there non-tier 2 J stacks? Are there non-tier 2 J stacks? This is a good matchup. Did you know, chat, that blue-white control wins the mirror 100% of the time? Blue-white control, it's just a true statistic. It's just all about the true statistics here on the channel. Tilt. All right, we're dead. They're in Jeskai. Do they have an advantage? No idea. No idea. Doesn't look like Jeskai. I guess Jeskai could be on Field of Ruin. That's just rude, though. So our hand is really clunky. So I'm actually going to boomerang one of their lands here with this Cryptic Command and draw a card. So them doing this gives us an extra mana here. So I'm going to go ahead and say pick that up and I'll draw a card, trying to find more lands to stick my Jaces next turn. Untapped land. Untapped land. Dope. Alright, we got these visions going for us at least. That's what I'm going to respond with. Since Cletus looked up our actual place, when people ask how Milwaukee went, I'm just going to say top 1,000. Nothing is better than statements of truth. I'm the open guy. You know, top 1,000, no big deal. Ayo! Getting Vendilion clicked. How do we feel about letting this resolve and then just playing Jace and plussing? I kind of like that, actually. Yeah, I'm just going to do that since I have 2 Jaces. Resolves, land, Jace plus. I can, like, use the Jace on myself to try and dig myself to more lands, too, here. Bottom's a Jace and Manitize the other. I'll concede the match if they Manitize the Jace. We'll just pack it in. They just want it. If we get Manitized in the mirror, they just wanted it more than us, and that's okay. Sometimes they want it more than you, chat. Sometimes they want it more than you do. Scry me a river. Put Gideon on the bottom. Yes, please. Not a land. Bottom it. Ship it. I think Fauna Shaman's really slow and clunky. If you want early tutors in a court deck, play Eldritch Evolution. A lot of new people here tonight. This is a donation deck list, which means someone has sent me their dollary dues and said, Jeff, please play this deck list that I have provided card for card, so I don't have any strong opinions one way or another. on what cards should or shouldn't be played in this deck. And I think I'm just going to Jace Plus here again. We do have these paths, which is kind of nice. Nah, I'm going to brainstorm. Let's hit a land drop. Let's hit a land drop. Yay, land drops. All right, so I'm going to put back... I think I want this Field of Ruin, actually. I'm going to put back this island and this Detention Sphere. I'm going to play this Plains, and then during the upkeep, we're going to start pathing this Vendilion Clique. Yeah, there was something that 5-0'd League recently that was doing that kind of stuff. I will say this, again, this is not my deck, but I do know that there was a team of Magic professionals that played Ancestral Visions inside of Blue-White Control at the Pro Tour, as opposed to a card like Search for Azcanta, and it felt very good when we tested that deck list. Alright, let's go ahead and take them off this here. I also just want to shuffle my deck here. Excuse me, I know I have Island, Detention Sphere on top of my deck, and I'm not really interested in drawing either of those cards. I might want the Island at some point, but like, I think I'm fine to shuffle here. Are they gonna boomerang my Jace here? I mean, like, that's fine with me, right? Like, they don't have blue mana up except for like 1 off this Field of Ruin. So like, I just get to like, they just like increase the loyalty on my Jace basically. They effectively just like gave my Jace plus the loyalty. Wow, those are pretty bad. Put these paths back on top. Play this Field of Ruin. I won 1 match in Milwaukee, finishing the top 1,000 of the tournament. Hopefully they field my field here and shuffle my paths. If I knew whose deck list this was, I would happily share it. Actually, is it listed in the donation queue? Sometimes people put their deck list, their name in there. Gorbatron? Maybe Gorbatron? I'm not sure if they're here tonight. There's enough donation deck lists that I don't always write them down. I don't always write down who sent in what. We did have a 100% win rate on camera. You see, Owling Mine, it has a need, it thrives on attention, so it can only perform when it's under the spotlight. I believe this is casting this turn, right? I'm like, if they want to fight over this, like, don't care. Like, have Jace. This is going to be like Snapcaster Cryptic Command, just main deck negate. Yep, you got me. You got me. I've been negated. Land drops, please. Ding. That's really good. I'm going to throw these verdicts back on top of my deck. I'm going to play this Flooded Strand. I'm going to pass the turn here. I guess I have 8 cards in my hand, huh? I guess I have 8 cards in my hand. Alright, let's fetch this. Grab this Prairie Stream. Hey, Nickel Bolas with the $12 donation. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I should refresh my donation thing here. Spell Snare, that's fine. I just didn't want to discard. Nah, I really don't care about Ancestral Vision. We're just like drawing a bunch more cards. This is for the combo meets value company deck I DM'd. Please message me again, Nickel Bolas, and remind me that you sent in a donation type for the deck list. Again, in the future, if you're going to send in a donation deck list, please, please, please make sure you link the deck list in the donation comment. It helps me keep track of who sent money for what. Every time someone's like, oh, I donated, my deck list didn't make it into the thing, it's like, you didn't link it, and then I missed it because that's my tracking method. Arid Mesa, would you like to bottom that? No, that's probably fine. I'll pass the turn. I'm pretty sure we're on the Jace alt win plan here, right? Jace ult is probably the line to victory. Oh, I have to cancel if I want to pay less. Damn it. All right, so I want this counter unless they pay 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I donated for a Lantern League that didn't make it into the queue. Get out of here. That one didn't make it into the league in the queue on purpose. Details on how donation decks work is here. Feel free to take a peek at that. And if you have any questions on specifics, feel free to ask. If you hadn't gotten paid and knowing the decks that did well, what would I have played at the tournament? Honestly, if I hadn't gotten paid to go to the tournament, I probably wouldn't have gone this weekend because they're forecasting snow tonight in Bloomington. Like had I done well in the tournament, I would have had to drive home in snow tonight. And I just like am too old and too like road conscious to want to drive in snow anymore for Magic tournaments. Just no desire to like risk my life to play cardboard anymore. That's why I didn't play a Classic today. Actually, I had a couple options to like play other decks in Classics today and just like would rather not drive in the snow. Griselbrand probably isn't an unreasonable choice, though. I really like that deck. I think it's really powerful. And Griselbrand's both a lot of fun and very powerful. I'm playing your favorite islands. These are just random, whatever MTGO had in my thing islands. I wish I could say I did this consciously, but I did not. Yes, put her on the bottom. Get her out of here, please. What do I drive? I have a Nissan. I have a 20. God, what year is that thing now? 2015 Nissan Rogue. So it's not a big car. I mean, it's not a small car, but like also like driving with children. Like my kids didn't come with me to the Magic tournament, but we dropped them off at my parents' house for the weekend. My article on Gathering Magic this week will be talking specifically about Dampening Sphere and other cards from the latest set that I think will have an impact in Modern. So be sure you check out my stuff on gatheringmagic.com this week. All right. Hey, Gorbatron! I believe this is your blue-white deck with the 3-month resubscription. Thank you very much for a quarter of a year and welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. So this needs to be for 6, I believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm gonna leave Cryptic in my bin. That path resolves. I don't know what Ross Barham's... Oh, from the open. Yeah, probably. That's probably fine. All right, now I have the Spell Snare to cover a Snapcaster Cryptic bounce on my Jace the Mind Sculptor. If they have another just natural Cryptic, we could be in a little bit of trouble here. I'm not sure how to... I guess I could manually check that. I have to do some Twitch delving to find out when the last time you subbed was, Aaron. Are we bouncing my Jason response? Third Cryptic's the charm. All right, third Cryptic's the charm. This Jace is coming back to my hand. And then I'm going to replay him here. Spreading Seas. Yeah, sure, because that one's just going to cantrip anyways, right? I guess I want to tap all my non-basics first here in case they field me. You have like another negate? How about a Spell Snare for that? I assume we'll play Prison. So actually, I was going to start with Prison tonight. I plan to do a couple of leagues tonight, but MTGO Traders is currently out of stock on Teleria West, which we need 4 of to play that deck. Nah, you can keep that one. Enjoy them timely reinforcements, bud. All right, I'm going to be a little bit medium on following chat here for probably the remainder of this match. We're currently only 30 seconds up on clock, and this is very much a match that could come down to who has more time on the clock. So I'm going to be reading chat less and playing Magic more. Yeah, in order to sub with your... You have to use it on, if you click that link and open it in your mobile browser, it should let you use Twitch Prime, I believe. But yeah, the actual apps on iOS and Android will not let you use the Twitch Prime. You have to do it from a web browser. Nah, people can still chat. I trust my moderators. There's a few mods in chat. If people are dickheads, ban people moderators or time them out. You know the drill. But Jace the Mind Sculpt. Put that on the bottom. Yes. You do not need to your Jace here. And this is a 1 Jace rodeo, opponent. Ain't no Jaces for nobody but me. Alright. This has been a riveting match of Magic. This is like what people were worried about Jace doing when they were like, oh no, Jace is gonna ruin Modern. Like, he's gonna take over games like this, where neither of us are doing anything. Oh no! Oh no! Leak your mana. Then we'll leak their mana again. I wonder if they're out of basics yet. They've got 8 in play. We've only got 9. They might be close to out of basics. Sweet. All right, they concede because they know they need the time. So we get negates and dispels. This is probably actually pretty good, right? It keeps Jace the Mind Sculptor off our back. It keeps Jace the Mind Sculptor off our back. That's probably fine. These paths are pretty medium. I don't know if I want to cut all of the verdicts are terrible, right? Let's get rid of those right out of here. And then we'll board 2 Path to Exiles. Is that what we want to do? I think so. I don't think I want any of the other cards. This seems reasonable. Hey, Scarfed with the 3-month Twitch primary subscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I do appreciate that. As always, subs are the best way you can support what I do here. So Rune Tailor will keep their Jace from ulting on us. It'll also stop the Jace from fate sealing us as they go up the chain. I think this hand's fine. Like, it's not particularly impressive, but it's a D-sphere to deal with an early Jace / Planeswalker, and it just like hits its first few land drops and has both our colors, which is what we're looking to do. What if they're running Mentor? If they're running Mentor, we'll reassess, but they didn't play Mentor in game 1. Now, I don't think we need to keep Wrath. I think with 2 copies of Detention Sphere, we could potentially clean up any tokens the opponent might generate. So I think keeping in a Verdict is silly. Yep, you can. Ooh, Deja Vu. Deja Vu. It's weird. It's like a mirror match. So people often ask me, how do you play faster in Magic Online? And what my opponent's doing here is a great example of how to play faster in Magic Online. Use your auto pass hotkeys. My opponent knows that they have nothing to do on my turn. They played their tapped land and then they didn't press F6. So they lost 5 to 10 seconds off their clock on the second turn of the game through their sequencing there. And while it doesn't sound like a lot, those little bits of 10 seconds that you lose again and again and again, they really start to add up. I'm actually going to field them here and then suspend my Ancestral Visions. This does give them a chance to stick Jace next turn, but I've got 2 D-Spheres. I just want to get my Visions unsuspended as soon as possible. What's going on, Boneless Wings Bunker? Remember, when you resub, you need to refresh your browser tab sometimes to send the notification through. So if you do resub and it doesn't pop up on my screen, the reason is you haven't sent that notification yet, because it gives you a chance to send it with a fun little message. I cast my Spread and Seize here. I did have fun at Milwaukee. Playing Magic tournaments is a good time. If they Cryptic me here, I'm going to force spike their Cryptic. Just like good tempo exchange for us. Just like get to use all my mana this turn guaranteed. Get to deny them tempo. Get to cut them off a white source. Boneless Wing, there you go, with the 2-month resubscription. Thanks a lot and welcome back. Thanks for sending your Amazon fun money towards my channel again this month.
Where's this all?
I was muted intentionally. I was having a conversation with my wife, Emid Bid, with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. Sorry, the kids came with us this weekend and we dropped them in Chicago, so we were looking for a beloved bedtime toy so the kids could go to sleep. Ollie, mine was a lot of fun. Yeah, this is fine. I did have fun this weekend. Milwaukee was a good time. I met a bunch of people. I took more pictures than I've ever taken at a tournament before, so that was a lot of fun. Yeah, lots of people missed top 8 Unbreakers. I won round 1 of the tournament on camera. No, we dropped, so my family's from the Chicagoland area, so we dropped the kids in Chicago on our way up to Milwaukee. It's a decent draw. I really wish we would have hit a land though. Like next turn our hand's gonna like overflow basically. I think if they just pass here, I think I'm like snapping a Cryptic on like anything they do here. Oh yeah, definitely snapping a Cryptic on that, right? This is probably gonna get dispelled. I'm expecting a Dispel here the way this has gone, but like my Detention Sphere gets to come down next turn. This also just like dies to Path to Exile, right? And I'm pretty happy to just like get my Cryptic out of my hand here because I'm drawing 3 cards next turn. So I'd really like to just like spend a card here so I don't have to discard to hand size next turn potentially. Was I dressed like an owl? That's weird. It seems like a strange thing to dress as. All right, so let's do this and grab Gids out of here. Yep. If I didn't have a second Detention Sphere here, I might be inclined to... If I didn't have a second Detention Sphere, I'd be inclined to, like, hold a path to kill the Gideon, but because I have another Detention Sphere, I feel pretty safe just burning one on this Gideon. It's based on Ubuntu, so it's indirectly based on Debian, you could say. Well, let's be honest, most things in the Linux ecosystem lead back to Debian, right? I don't know that I'm interested in playing Vintage. We just have so many donation decks for like the other formats, and they're more popular than Vintage, so I don't really know that I want to expand into another less popular format. I'm up on clock here. We're up 3.5 minutes now, and my opponent has to win 2 games, so long as I remain up on clock, I'm not really going to be in any hurry to like actually kill my opponent here. Milwaukee was not that far of a drive. Milwaukee was only, it's like a little under 4 hours with the stop in Chicago. Without the stop in Chicago, it's like 3 hours and 15 minutes. So I'm gonna let the Dispel, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5 mana. So I'm gonna let the Dispel resolve, and then I'm gonna snap mana leak the Elspeth Sun's Champion. I'm hoping to hold my Dispel for a later counter fight, because this spell's really efficient, so getting to spend more of my mana this turn is advantageous for me. Yeah, Pauper is actually a format we've played before, and I'm pretty open to just playing anything that's a tiered deck list in Pauper. I think I have 2 Pauper decks in the queue right now, and when we get a third and a fourth, we'll probably do another Pauper day. So anything that's like tier 1, tier 2, tier 2.5, just like reasonably competitive in the format, I'd be willing to take a crack at. We basically variety stream here, so anything that's not just like going to be me getting slaughtered, I'm willing to take a crack at in Modern, Legacy, or Pauper. They shock to represent make a show of strength, Tom. Like, their health total is not going to be particularly relevant in the mirror match, so like, shocking doesn't, it comes with some bluff upside with very little downside. Niviki, we've been live for 45 minutes, it looks like. This is the 3rd match in this league. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, not burgles. Can I just... So far, the way this deck has felt, I really think that the Miracles-based blue-white decks are a little bit more powerful. Terminus is just such a powerful Magic the Gathering card. Not only because of situations like this, but just like the tempo that card creates is very powerful. Excuse me, I'm drinking a soda with my dinner I just finished, so I might burp once or twice more because I'm a disgusting human being. All right, we got 3 verdicts in our deck, chat. 3 verdicts. Yeah, I'm not sure why the opponent played out the second Bogle, but that's certainly good for us. Oh, they could have cast the Bogle off the Spreading Seas. That's funny. Yes, please get rid of that. Cryptic Command. All right, that's a Time Walk. That's a Time Walk plus draw an additional card after that. So that's pretty good for us. I actually think I'm gonna take this hit here because it's not lethal, and fogging a non-lethal attack seems not profitable for us. So I'm just gonna take this hit. I only pass with Cryptic Mana up just in case my opponent played out something that could have made this lethal. Yes, please spin that. And there's a Supreme Verdict. All right. So you're saying there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. It's all I need, chat. All I need is a chance. All we need is a chance. And like, just imagine if that would have been a Terminus, we would have had all of our mana, but it looks like opponent doesn't have another play here, so that's great for us. We're gonna go to 1, which, as I've been told in the past, is a different number than 0, which is good for us, because 0 is not a good number to be at. Path to Exile, yes, I would like to bin that one. Field of Ruin, excellent. Well, at this point, we're just never not having Cryptic Command up, right? I just don't ever want to not have Cryptic Command up. Spreading Seas, nope. I'll take that one. That one sounds great. That one right there, spread them. That's a good draw too, because that means I'm gonna get to get my beatdowns on. Oh, I can just snap path that, right? Do I want to path that though? Do I want to path that? Oh, I could Field of Ruin that. That's probably fine. I'm just gonna Field of Ruin that. This does give them a colored mana, but it's also gonna let me flip my search for Azcanta next turn. Detention Sphere is non-land permanent, chat. Detention Sphere, I could just get into the Trials Hit. That's true too. I could just get into the Trials Hit. If we bin anything here, we get to flip search. I would love to bin that, and would love to locate Azcanta. Azcanta and I, we go way back. Azcanta and I, we are jolly good friends, Azcanta and I. Now let's play my Gids. Let's make an emblem, so they have to kill Gideon before they can win the game. Pass the turn. And just like that, I feel like we've really turned here, right? I feel like my opponent's pretty big mistake of playing out the second Bogle really potentially cost them that. But there is also a world where they play it correctly and we still end up winning the game. Ruined Halo, we've got some Bogles hate in this sideboard. Wraithmorn, Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and Blue-White Control. What is this? High school? Thank you for the 7-month resubscription. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. Ruined Halo and Blessed Alliance are both superb in this matchup, so definitely want those. This is probably a matchup where Ancestral Visions is much too slow. A lot of our counter spells seem fine. I think this top end's mostly fine. Torrential Gearhulk's maybe a little bit too slow. I think I want everything else that's in my deck. You want Path to Exiles in this matchup, not only for core Spirit Dancer, but typical Bogle sideboards today have 2 or more copies of Godok Teague in them. So I actually like leaving in all 4 copies of Path to Exile just so you can clear out Godok Teagues. They could also be like using their Dryad Arbors to play around our Blessed Alliance. So I really feel like Path to Exile has merit being left in this matchup. What do you think of getting the God Emblem and cracking a fetch to state 0 and send a message? I mean, that just sounds like good gameplay. We should have a vote for the next SCG deck. That's true. It's funny. We were driving home today and Christy said to me, so what's the next deck that the internet is going to pay you to play at a tournament? And I was like, I don't know. I need to figure out what tournament I want to go to next and what range of decks I want to give them. I want to give them to pick from. This hand is great. This hand is just like, yes, just all of the things I am interested in doing, this hand does. All of the things I'm interested in doing, this hand does. It will not be Lantern Control. Lantern Control is miserable. Polymorph dressed like a rabbit. I actually think Grishelbrand's a lot of fun. That could be a deck I could see myself playing. Maybe I will send out a sub poll for a range of decks. I need to figure out what tournament I'm going to be able to play next, though, first. Man, what do we think? Is this a concession alliance, chat? How do we feel about this Blessed Alliance? Is this a concession, Blessed Alliance? Feels like a concession alliance. I didn't spread them there because I really wanted the Blessed Alliance their pooper. You're right, I probably should have spread them though. Probably should have spread them. I mean, like, Bogles beats itself, right? All right, let's put my 9-turn clock into play here. Gain 4 health. All right, they conceded to the clock. All right, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, thank you everyone for hanging out here tonight. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a TCG player and content producer. We're hanging out, playing some Modern here tonight. If you're new, I'm a full-time content producer. I stream Magic 30, sometimes more hours a week here on Twitch. If you find yourself enjoying my content here, please consider subscribing on Twitch. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do it. If you're someone that has Amazon Prime, that means you get Twitch Prime for free included with that. And Twitch Prime gives you a free channel subscription to any channel of your choice here on Twitch. Doesn't cost you anything, and it supports the content creator that you're interested in putting that towards. You can also support my stuff by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. And finally, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anoronics and you. Anoronics, I'd like to remind you at the very least, please make sure you hit that follow button. That one doesn't cost you anything. It lets you know when I go live and with what. I always try and put the names of the decks that we're going to be playing in a given tournament in the stream title, so you can kind of get a heads up what we're going to be playing on a given day. And if you can't catch a stream live, be sure to head over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. All of my streams get archived there, and I break them up by deck, so you can watch just the stuff that you care about on the YouTube channel. Bulldozer says, loving the stream. You're a great player and always share your thoughts and stuff. Well, thanks for hanging out, Bulldozer. I appreciate it. Kiki Cord dressed as Freaky Kiki. I don't know if I want to get that extreme into the Magic cosplay. We'll have to consider it. What do you think about Blue-White Miracles with Bonfire? I don't know what that's not a thing. I don't just like random cards. Bonfire seems kind of random. Like, again, when you make changes to a deck list, your goal should always be to ask yourself the question, what problem does this deck have? And how am I fixing that problem by making this change? And I don't think Bonfire the Damn solves problems that Blue-White Control has. All right, let's head back on in here. Yeah, Hat Crab Zombie, the MTGO Traders was out of stock on Teleria West, so I was unable to kick off with the Prison deck tonight like I was hoping to. That seems like not impressive, but it's got like Azcanta for selection and Spreading Seas to cantrip, so hopefully we can find some white mana. All right, I was standing at the computer upstairs before the stream, so I'm gonna sit my fat ass down for a little bit. Everybody enjoy the ride down. Ugh. What is Blue-White's control problem? I don't know. We have to play it a bunch and find out. I'd imagine it's typically not having your answers line up properly against your opponent's things, or playing against decks where your creature removal and your interaction don't line up well. Eminem gifted a tier 1 sub to Bulldozer. Thanks for the sub gift. Thanks for sharing the love there. I do appreciate that. Is this Humans? Eldrazi. Okay. So we played against Humans earlier tonight. Humans was one of our losses. I think I want to just go ahead and spread this. Although I guess this gives me a better chance to hit lands next turn, right? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play the Search for Azcanta because this way we get 3 looks at a land next turn. We can bin from Search, draw step, plus draw from Spreading Seas. Opponent kept a 1-lander and missed. Okay. They mulled to 5 and scry... Wait, what? They mulled to 5 and scried tops. Maybe they kept a no-lander? I would love to put this in my bin, so we're drawing towards lands. I'd like to spread you off of this. Hey, Hogger93 with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. Thanks for sending your Amazon Fun Money this way this month. Nova Chaser Democracy. Dirk and Duncan, thank you for the 500 bits. I appreciate that. I will throw those towards the Nova Chaser. The deck sounds hilarious. Another Cavern Tilt. Oh, I guess I can Field of Rune that one, right? Yeah, I'm actually gonna put that in the bed. I just want to try and hit lands here, right? So yeah, at this point I'm gonna go ahead and pass. Would you play a Tron variant and spray paint your face silver after our Lord and Savior card? Look, you don't need to play more than one copy of Search if you're always going to have your one copy on 2, chat. We'll get a basic Plains here. If I field, they can Stirrings. Yeah, but I can counter their Stirrings. Hey, Maker Mom with Twitch Prime support. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Witness me destroying hopes and dreams. Nope. I'd love this as land. Thank you very much. Pass the turn. We died to humans. Our sideboard is not well constructed for the humans matchup. Milkin with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thanks for putting your Amazon Fun Money towards my channel this month. I know there's a lot of great streamers out there, so thanks for choosing to send your fun bucks this way this month. I would love a land. Thank you. I'm not putting numbers on anything willy-nilly. I'm going to think about whatever deck we put a donation goal up to play next time. Because I feel like the internet likes making me do ridiculous things enough that most things we put up as a goal we will hit. So I want to put some thought into this and not just like snap off the first good suggestion. I think I'm going to put together 3 or 4 good suggestions for another Modern tournament later this year. And then I will let my subs vote on which one we want to set a donation goal for. Missed the match on camera, but caught the deck tech. Thanks for doing silly things for entertainment. Well, thanks for the support, Hat Crab Zombie. I appreciate that. Thank you for the beds. Snap a Mana Leak here. Yeah, definitely, Brian. And like I mentioned in the first match when we lost it, a lot of the decks that people have been sending in lately, I've just been like, well, we don't have enough cards for humans out of this sideboard. Well, we don't have enough cards for humans out of this sideboard. And just like, it just feels like a lot of people haven't quite updated their deck lists and their sideboards, especially for the new format, or as the format's changed. How much you put Blue-White Legends in that poll? I need to play that first, Justin. I need to play it first. If I just take donations for me to dress up as different characters and play decks at tournaments, does that make me an MTG cosplayer? Can I add that to my resume? Frenzied Mage! Is this for Cobra? It is. Thank you. Thank you for the bets. I'll get that added in there. Thought metagaming was silly. That's actually a good. So I know you put the kappa there at the end, but I do talk about on this channel a lot that, like, trying to metagame in Modern is silly. So adjusting your sideboard so you have. Nope, I would love a Spreading Seas. So you have enough cards for popular matchups, so long as the cards you're playing aren't explicitly narrow. I don't really consider that metagaming. I just consider that being prepared, right? Like, the only way I would consider it like metagaming and be truly bad is if you were playing against something and, like, you were playing cards that, like, only came in against humans. But in general, cards that come in against humans are just, like, genuinely or generally good Magic cards. Maybe I was supposed to spread them off of green here so I could avoid this Bloodbraid Elf. Maybe I was supposed to spread them off of green to avoid this Bloodbraid Elf. I feel like I've potentially missequenced here. Excuse me. Yeah, Spreading Seas has been very good. And, like, that's one of the things that this deck does. So, like, a lot of the control decks in Modern, they're kind of gimmicky in a way. Like, they're trying to Blood Moon people. And I feel like Spreading Seas, and this is going to sound weird to say, but Spreading Seas and Field of Ruin pressure people's mana out of this deck in a very similar way to Blood Moon pressuring people's mana. There actually wasn't anything that sweet at the tournament, Justin. I actually went through the very first thing I did when I saw the deck list, when they posted the top 30, I was like, all right, gotta find the sweetest meme for Justin. I was just like, there aren't really any sweet memes in here. I was very, very sad. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do this, and plus on Bloodbraid Elf, they probably have a base, they usually have a basic mountain in their deck, so I think I'm just gonna pass and hold on this Field of Ruin until they play another Cavern of Souls out here. Although I guess, oh, this is bad. This is a colorless source as well. This was a mistake on my part. I should have fielded them. I wasn't thinking. I would have had to make them choose between their red or their colorless source. So yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I should have fielded this on their upkeep or their draw step here. So this is a pretty big mistake on my part. Like, they have a chance to, like, Thought Not Steer me here, and I didn't have to give them that chance. Yeah. Yeah, more sweeper effects is definitely what I would play. I'd play more sweepers. You could play more spot removal like Condemn. You can play Wall of Omens like someone mentioned earlier. So, like, all of those things are very reasonable additions. I never say yes or no to deck lists without seeing them firsthand, so I don't know what Fogtron looks like, but if it sounds sweet, I'd probably take a crack at it. Dismember, yep. I finished in the top 1,000 at Milwaukee. Gideon taking some beatdown here. So I'm going to go ahead and field them off this Grove of the Burn Willows here, which does actually give them an extra mana this turn. So, like, if they have a Lightning Bolt, they can finish my Gideon off, which is kind of sad, but I do think I want to pull the trigger on this Field of Ruin here. Cut them off of potential future colorless sources. Restoration Angel is excellent, and I'm biased when I say that because, like, Restoration Angel is my bae, but I would love to, nope, I would very much like that Path to Exile. I would love to transform. That thing is not quite coming off Suspend yet. Let's go ahead and not tap all my white sources. Make a 4/4 and get our beatdown on here. They've had enough. An opponent stumbled there a little bit, so not too surprising that they didn't quite make it. What's going on, Big Mama? I hope you feel better. Top 1,000 hype. Ain't that the truth? All right, so we've got some Ceremonious Rejections we can bring in, because I think between Spreading Seas and Fields, we can keep them off of Caverns. Blessed Alliance is pretty good. And honestly, Runed Halo is pretty decent in this matchup, too. It just gets to, what's the word I'm searching for? It just, like, names Thought Not Seer and effectively removes all their Thought Not Seers for the entirety of the game. I'm just going to cut these Logic Knots, just leave in Cryptics and these Rejections as counterspells. I think that's fine. This open had to be the most money you've won at an open, right? No, that's not true. I split the finals of an open one time. Because some idiot on Merfolk in a Legacy top 8 thought he could beat my Punishing Fire deck, so he no-served the top 4 split. Just like, yeah, come on, get out of here. Dude was so full of himself. I'm a little over 3 hours from Milwaukee in Central Illinois. Where I live in Central Illinois is like equidistant Chicago, St. Louis, or Chicago, St. Louis, Indianapolis. I'm like 2 hours from all of those. This seems like aggressively mediocre, right? Like, I don't think my Spreading Seas on turn 2 is going to be particularly impactful, so I'm going to go ahead and mulligan here, looking for a Blessed Alliance or a Rune Halo or a Path to Exile. This hand is much better. Would love a Celestial Colonnade. Because I believe in two things. I believe in karma and I believe in variance. And Magic is a game that has variance by design. I never check no to a split when I am in the top anything of a tournament. I always check yes. My devastating loam deck, I got paired into 12 post one time in the quarterfinals, and I checked yes to the split because I am not a greedy piece of shit. I am. You know what a top 8 open split is? It's like $1,000 or something like that. That's a great amount of money for the weekend. It's less than I got paid to dress up as an owl, you know. Now, considering the current state of affairs, but like in all things considered, like getting $1,000 for the weekend, that's fine. Especially considering if you run a little bit bad, you can lose a good matchup. Yeah, Milwaukee was a lot of fun. Took a lot of great pictures, met a lot of great people, hooted at a lot of people. Are we playing another league after this? I am planning to play another league after this. I'm going to check and see if Traders has Teleria West back in stock. If they do, we're going to play the prison deck. If they don't, I'm going to play a league with Little Kid Abzan. I'm going to suspend that, play this tap, pass the turn. I did not play in a classic. It's currently snowing outside in Bloomington because it's the 3rd week of spring, so why wouldn't it be fucking snowing? So we chose to leave this morning as opposed to driving in snow this evening. Hey, Shannon, with the $20 donation. Griselbrand. I think you linked the wrong thing, Shannon. Whatever you linked wasn't a thing. If you have a specific Griselbrand deck list that you want to see, Shannon, let me know. And I will get that in there. Chalice for 2. That's strange. That, especially with, like, this suspended, that's weird. I mean, I guess I'm gonna play this Detention Sphere out and take them off their Chalice, I guess. How good does a matchup have to be for me to no sir split? I don't know. It'd have to be, I don't know, probably unrealistic for Magic. It'd have to be an unrealistic percentage. I'm pretty happy taking the consistent thing. I'm pretty happy just taking whatever the consistent money is for anything. Although I guess if I slide this out on here, they can crack the Ratchet Bomb and then this comes back on 0 and can counter my thing. Which is kind of funny. Can we play that instead of the greatest meme? Yeah, I can put that in as the greatest meme. I forgot about that one, Justin. In for some Bomat Red. I will put that in. You're right. That didn't top 32, but it's definitely the greatest meme to come out of the weekend. In. What's going on, Zach? I love that the memes emote is just like a standard Twitch emote. It's so fantastic. How goes it? Life is swell. Hanging out, playing some Magic the Gathering online. I don't want to play Magid's out because then we'll lose it to this Ratchet Bomb. I kind of just want to de-sphere this, huh? Does anybody hate that? I really don't want them to take out my 3s. No, I only top 4'd in Milwaukee. We top 4'd. I only played 4 matches and I went 1-3 in those matches, but I top 4'd the tournament, so I'm calling it a successful weekend. That's the way I remember it. Zach! 3 long ones. Thank you for the 3-month resub. Thanks for sending your fun money this way again this month. I do appreciate it, bud. Hope you had a fun weekend in Seattle. I saw you were out there. It's going to be a smusher. They have something bigger. Okay, so interesting that they're choosing not to attack with the Noble Hierarch. That's good for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and edict them off of one of these, and then next turn we can snap edict them off of the other one, hopefully. We're gonna go to 10 here. If we draw an untapped land here, we can snap kick the Blessed Alliance, which is great. How do you feel about Jund BBE Shadow? I think it's one of the many tier 3 decks that's fine. Tier 2, tier 3, whatever you want to call it. Am I gonna get burned out? This doesn't come off for 2 more turns, right? Oh, I guess I get to play Gids and like plus on here this turn. Do I play Gids and plus, or do I snap kick this Blessed Alliance? I kind of want to snap kick this Blessed Alliance, huh? I watched Shamgar play the Bridgevine deck a little bit. It seemed neat. I don't know if it's good, but it seemed neat. I think I want to use the Snapcaster Mage this turn because it uses my mana more efficiently is what it comes down to. So they're going to attack with the Noble here, but what I get to do in that case is I get to Snapcaster, target the Blessed Alliance, trade with the Noble, and then kill the Reality Smasher post-combat. Well, that's not very good for us. I think we're dead to a bolt here. So here, I'm going to get to Snapcaster, kick the Blessed Alliance. I'm going to go to 11. They'll sacrifice one of these. I'll block the other. I'll take 5. And then my Ancestral Visions comes off next turn. Thank you, Shannon. I got it. I'll get that added after we're done tonight. Bolting my thing. I guess that makes sense. That's pretty bad for us. So this is going to effectively kill their thing, escalate 2 modes. Target gains 4, target sacrifices. I gain 4, you sacrifice. So I'm going to go to 11, and I'm exactly... No, I'm not dead to a bolt because of this. Yeah, so I'm going to take 8 and go to 3, and then we get 4 shots at a Supreme Verdict next turn. Because our Ancestral Vision is going to unsuspend. All right, survey says. Huh. Hey, Craterdom. For the Twitch Prime sub, I appreciate that. So... I'm gonna play this and pass. Yeah, I think we're just time walking with the Cryptic. I was pausing there to see if I could figure out a way to not be dead to bolt, but we don't have a way to not be dead to bolt. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Am I dead? Matter Shipper, sure. I did not play against anyone named Brandon at the Open, no. And for Jund, thank you for the bits. Jund is slowly working its way up there. So, shocking and playing Gideon cuts me off of fetch lands. It also makes Exalted things better later. I think I'm going to play this. 2 and 3 are pretty similar. So, I'll fetch a land, and then we'll Fatcaster Mage, tap their team, draw a card again. Hey, Sadistic. Thank you very much for the 2-month free subscription. Welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. It's the first match on the day 1 video. And if you can't find it, they'll break it up and upload it to YouTube later. Tap all creatures. My opponent's control. Draw a card. So the problem with that line is then I die to Kessig Wolfrun on whatever else their thing is. It's already in the queue. I thought that was the case. Let's double check. Let me put a deck list there. Grishelbrand. Yep, you're right. All right. So we hit the verdict. That's sweet. Just looking to dodge lightning bolts here, basically. I'm gonna try for my 5 free points of damage here. You think I should path the Mana Reshaper? I think I'd rather hold the path for a haste creature they could draw off the top. I think I'd rather hold the path for a haste creature they could hit. I know giving them a draw is scary because of bolt, but like they might not actually have that many bolts left in their deck. Ancient Stirrings. Well, that's terrifying. All right, we're gonna play Gideon and make an emblem here. That sounds excellent. Just Gideon emblem. Go. It's basically a healing salve, right? That emblem. All right, what do you got? Survey says. Thought not Seer, sure. As it plays around Bolt, you are correct. Thank you for the sequencing idea. I'm going to path this Thought Not Seer in response to the trigger. Hopefully draw land so they don't get to take anything. And then Gideon and Colonnade are actually going to close this game out really quickly, right? Hey, Smarmy Dude. Thanks for saving me of dying of boredom-related illness at work. Thank you for the bits. I appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you could support what I do here. So yeah, let's just make them only need to draw 1 card. And again, I mentioned earlier we were talking about do I like Gideon in this deck and why? And I really do like Gideon in this deck. Like, this is just a fantastic example of, like, Gideon just, like, punching the clock and going to work here, right? Stormy Dude, let me know if you want to apply those bits to any of the decks in the donation queue. Did I hit a sub? No, I didn't miss a sub. Hop. All right, sweet. Are you gonna be 3-2? We're gonna be 3-2. 3-1. 3-1. I'm a liar. Not 3-2. 3-1. GG's opponent. Yeah, opponent needed Bloodbraid Elf into another 3-mana thing, and I could have played around that by like plussing the Gideon, but I think I'd rather just give them fewer draw steps. Oh, did I say sub? Put the bits towards Belcher. Will do. Will do. We do need to Belcher some nerds here at some point. We're gonna do a Legacy Day this week, I promise. We did all Modern last week, so at least one day this week we're gonna do all Legacy. Hey, Purple Stan with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. Well, aside from humans, we haven't lost a game. I think our deck is kind of poorly situated in terms of like what our sideboard cards are against humans, but been smoking everything else so far. Kind of sweet. Thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Happy Sunday. Happy start to your week. Well, it's Monday in some places already, probably. That sounds really sweet, Brian. Sounds really sweet. Hand this to blue-black control. It's been stewing for over a month. Are you talking about the pauper list, K. Mueller? So I'm waiting for a couple more pauper donations before we get to that. So generally, I like to play all of the same format in a day. So if we get one or two more pauper lists in the queue, we'll do an all pauper day either this week or next week. Or was there a modern one? Is there a modern blue-black control in here? I'm assuming you mean the pauper one. This hand's just not good enough. I don't think you can keep hands in modern that don't do anything till turn 3. And even though this card costs 2 without a fetch land, it's effectively a 3 mana card. This hand's a little bit better. I get not really. Not really. I'm gonna keep it with a scry. Yep, there's a path. Howdy, Defura. Windswept Heath. Not a bogle. Not a bogle. Yes, not a bogle. Could be Ponza. Could be Ponza. It'd be really sad when we get Stone Reindeer. Yeah, looks like, smells like Ponza. Hey, Josiah ED with the brand new tier 1 sub. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I never say yes or no to a deck list without seeing a deck list first. So feel free to message me a deck list in private and I will get back to you after my stream is done today. The Utopia Sprawl, that's exciting. Hopefully we draw a land here or a Spreading Seas. Why should I path their thing? I don't really. Well, what am I missing? I'm not supposed to. Pathing to Arbor Elf doesn't really matter. I don't want to like turn their mana into different mana basically. If we hit just an untapped land here, we get Detention Sphere them off these Utopia Sprawls potentially. Mana Leak is not particularly exciting. Probably gonna brick and die. Yeah, you should whisper me on Twitch if you're interested in finding out if a deck is something I'm willing to play. Please be something I can mana leak. Please be something I can mana leak. Please be something I can mana leak. That is unfortunately not something we can mana leak. The lack of unfairness in this deck saddens me, but thank you for all the content, Animated Mellow. Thank you for the 9-month resubscription. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Stop it. Don't play another one. Stop it. All right, I get to mana leak that at least. That one's mana leakable. And then we're just going to die to these Bloodbraid Elves. I'm just going to die to these Bloodbraid Elves. Yeah, I don't think I can. We're pretty stoned here. Like, even if I hit a late check. Really need to draw a land. 6-drop. All right. So I'm going to cut my 6 drops against the Stone Rain deck. Celestial Purge tags Blood Moon. Spell Snare's pretty bad in this matchup. It's Modern about to go 3-2. Ain't that the truth? Am I supposed to trim Cryptic Commands maybe? I don't think so. I'm just going to submit like this. Up to right a little bit. Good. This matchup's probably pretty hard for us. This is the style of deck that Ponza generally tries to prey on. It's a mid-range deck that really needs to hit land drops, and it doesn't play anything to the board. Like, the way Ponza tends to lose games is the opponent getting under it. Blessed Alliance to deal with dragons. Maybe. I think that's narrow with all their mana creatures. I have 3 copies of Supreme Verdict to deal with dragons, plus counter spells. No, Search for Azcanta flips into a land. So I definitely want Search for Azcanta to flip into a land. Search for Azcanta also helps me find more land drops, which is definitely something I'm interested in doing. 4 Nature's Claim is probably fine, Niviki. Cut the Yu-Gi-Oh card, right? I would love to play first so we can finish 3-2ing this league. This hand doesn't do a whole lot, but it's got a bunch of lands in it, so I'm going to keep it. I'm gonna upkeep path this Arbor Elf, I think, so they can't play a spell. What are we 3-2ing with next? I need to check and see if MTGO Traders has Teleria West back in stock. We're gonna play a Prison deck list. If they don't, I am going to play Little Kid Abzan. Looks like we're gonna play Little Kid Abzan. Trinisphere. Wait, did they pitch a spirit? They're playing Simian Spirit Guide? Seriously? Good lord. Alright. Yep. As you will, opponent. I mean, I'm just excited their Bloodbraid Elves are going to be really bad now. That's what I'm excited about. I'm excited their Bloodbraid Elves are just going to be terrible. Because I'd already picked out the list for tonight, Justin. We can start with the Beaumont Courier deck tomorrow. Yep, the Beaumont Courier deck's at the top of the list outside of your other thing. I think I'm going to play this Jason plus him. I'm going to play this Jason Scry. This is not the matchup Trinisphere is supposed to be in their sideboard for. Cryptic Command. I think I'm okay with that one. If they have a Lightning Bolt here, they can take me off my Jace the Mind Sculptor, but it takes their entire turn to do that, so I think I'm okay with that result. I think I'd rather get my Scry in. I'm just gonna do this, right? No. I'm gonna leave that there because I'm not sure how many actual, they might only have one basic mountain, right? I think I might be able to field them off of their red sources here. So I'm gonna start by taking them off the stomping ground and see what they fetch up. And I don't think it's generally correct to path Arbor Elf, but in this specific instance, I did not want my opponent to be able to, what's the word I'm searching for? I didn't want my opponent to be able to, make 3 mana on the second turn of the game, so they couldn't Blood Moon or Stone Rain me, which is why I did what I did. Let's unsummon this and pass the turn back. Looking like we're going to be in a pretty good spot here. 1 year of giving money to Jeff Rulk. Thank you. Thank you for the 12-month resubscription. Have a sword. Yeah, super far ahead at this point. Let's get some of this going. Fetchland's pretty good. Snapcaster Mage is pretty bad, although I guess I'm gonna get to kill that, so maybe the Snapcaster was fine there. Although I guess Snap's bad with Detention Sphere out. Who's the resource denial deck now, opponent? Huh? Who's screwing with whose lands? Whose lands are getting dirtled with now? Yeah, right, Brian? It's just like, who's the disruptive? Ponza the Ponza. $76 hours. That's so many hours. Blow you up. So this is the point where I could start fate sealing my opponent. But the thing you have to remember is that every turn you fate seal with Jace is a turn you don't get to spend brainstorming. And if you haven't brainstormed with Jace before, I would highly recommend it. It's quite excellent, in fact. Oh, look. Lad Chad has arrived. Who doesn't love Lad Chad? We have Lad Chad and Dad Chad here to close the game out. This list is making me want to break that rule. It's kind of sweet. It's kind of sweet. This is, like, Blue-White Control is not one of the best decks in Modern, but it's definitely competitive. Very reasonable deck list. I think, like I said, I think this one, my main feedback on this is that we need to touch more tools for the aggressive matchups like humans, but the core of this is a lot of fun. We did win the Blue-White Control mirror via Jace alt, because our deck's just not threat dense enough to win a Blue-White mirror outside of Jace alt, but basically everything that's not a Blue-White mirror, I am brainstorming the crap out of this Jace the Mind Sculptor. What are the other Gideons? Rad Chad is Gideon 4, ally of Zendikar. Lingering Souls is tough, so like splashing a third color kind of gives up one of the things that this deck is really good at doing, which is having good mana. Like getting to play a lot of basics is kind of appealing. Is this a keep? I feel like this is a mulligan, right? I feel like I just want a mulligan for basics and just like more lands in general. It's not exciting, but it's fine. Top a land there. Relic, sure. All right, so they're not threatening anything scary on 2, which is good for us. Just coat of arms buff Chads. I definitely like splitting air sweepers against humans. I think that's a great thing to be doing. I would love to suspend this Ancestral Vision. Thank you for asking. It was hollowed. I would have kept any land on top there. We're just looking to hit land drops. Like, obviously, all the dual lands suck against Blood Moon, but I just want to hit land drops in general because they don't always have Blood Moon in their deck. Yep. I'm just not gonna fetch. Insulates us against Stone Rain. Blood Braid's gonna be pretty annoying here. Not a whole lot we can do about it though. Please hit Stone Rain. Please hit Stone Rain or Molten Rain. Bolt. That kind of sucks. Yep. Thanks for taking you white for a spin here. We'll likely DM you a few white lists for a donation that have a little bit more proactive bent to them. Sounds good, Brian. Thank you for the 22-month resub. It's a long time. Welcome, welcome back. Logic not. I guess I'm like not super excited about anything that's going on right now. Just like can't really play from behind. Yeah, timestamp on Blood Moon and Spreading Seas is correct. All right. So the more I drink Coke Zero, the more I become convinced it's not just the less I become convinced it's not just like brown flavored vomit. Yeah, pretty sure it's just brown flavored vomit. It's really bad. Klutz had requested that what do I get? And I'll have to think of something, Justin. Yes, had they used the relic correctly there, we wouldn't have been able to logic not them. Oh, that's what we wanted to draw. Ponza's always been popular. People like destroying lands. People really like destroying lands. We're going to path this in response so they don't get a clue off of it. Yeah, Cherry Coke Zero is not bad. This is just regular Coke Zero. Clutch wanted something to mix with his rum, so I bought him this. It's really pretty vile, though. This coming off suspend here? That would be great for us. I always lose track of like when these are coming off suspend against the deck that destroys our lands. Spread you off your other red source. Gideon plus. Mix rum with rum. All right, we're at kind of a low health total here, but we are stabilizing here a little bit. Excavator, okay. So this gets them a red source back, but I do get to verdict them next turn, which is nice. I get to verdict them plus make an emblem with Gideon, which effectively gives us 4 more health. Hopefully they put like Bloodbraid Elf here. Or another 3-mana creature or something. I just wanted to put more creatures into play. So this verdict can be better. It's annoying, but not the end of the world. It definitely could have gone worse for us. They did get 2 clues, though. Just gonna go ahead and clean this board up here, and I'll let them get any more clues. Do this, and then again, I said I'm gonna go ahead and make an emblem here, so that way they have to go through this Gideon to win the game. Nice, Dish Jockey. That deck's a lot of sweet. Very sweet. A lot of fun. My lands are your lands. I have been stone rained all the time. I'm gonna put this Jace back and something else here really quick. Put this Jace back. Put this Ancestral Vision's probably just gonna be too slow at this point. Throw this on top. I think I'm actually just gonna plus this Gideon. Just like get him up out of range of stuff ideally. I guess I could turn the corner, but I like getting him out of the range of Stormbreath Dragon. Probably the second Rhino. Probably the second Rhino. I would be pretty confident that we're ahead here, but my opponent has 3 draws on board. So they could definitely, like, have a mix of, like, Bloodbraid Elves and Lightning Bolts that run us out of this game. I don't think I'm interested in plussing Jace this game. What did they just pitch a Spirit Guide for? Are they just casting multiple spells here? Okay, yeah. And there is a Jace on top of my deck, right? So I could just, like, draw this other Jace off the top of my deck. I assume they're going to kill the Jace with this trigger. Oh, they pitched a Spirit Guide because they didn't have a second red. That makes sense. I guess the Gideon just checks this Inferno Titan, right? I stacked the top of my deck wrong. God, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I guess I'm actually just waiting here, right? And, like, I know there's a Jace on top of my deck, so I'm gonna suspend this, I'm gonna do this, and then now I can draw the Jace next turn, and this Verdict can get cast once they put another creature into play. And, like, Gideon ticking up every turn is a verifiable win for us, because my opponent likely can't take the Gideon off the table except for, like, dealing damage to it. So, like, every time I plus the Gideon, I'm effectively gaining a health. Now that they have 2 things in play, we'll go ahead and do this. And again, I'm just going to keep pushing this Gideon to the Trials up, I think, just because I think the only way we really lose this game is for them to, like, steal it somehow. And I think by keeping the Gideon high, we reduce the probability of our opponent being able to steal the game in any way, shape, or form. So if I would have sequenced or stacked my Brainstorm correctly, I'd have a Jace in play right now, which would be a pretty big deal, right? So they can Kessig this for the +3, but that's not enough to kill Gideon, right? So I think that's fine, right? They can do... Oh, I guess if they play a land here... Yeah, I'm going to Mana Leak this, because if they play a land, they could kill Gideon. So I'm Mana Leaking this to prevent them from using the Kessig Wolf run on it to kill the Gideon. That's really bad for us. All right, so we need some live hits now at this point. So the fact that I misstacked that Brainstorm is really coming back to bite me in the ass. And by that, I mean I drew a Path to Exile like a wizard, so we're in a good spot now. So let's play this, and... The leak before Sprawl resolved was largely irrelevant. Well, that's great. Upkeep, path this. Yeah, so we'd really be ahead in a big way if I'd have stacked that Brainstorm correctly the first time I did it with our first Jace. This is 2 more turns before it comes off. If we can survive to that coming off, we should be in a pretty nuts spot. If this is another Bloodbraid Elf, we could very easily lose, though. It smells like another Bloodbraid Elf, which is unfortunate for me. Inferno Titan, also unfortunate for me. Yeah, it's been a pretty good game of Magic, just like as far as like quality gameplay has been concerned, but a lot of back and forth on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and crack this fetch land because I know there's 2 cards on the top of my deck that I'm not particularly interested in drawing. Grab that just in case there's Blood Moons in their deck still. So we'll do that. Play this, pass the turn. I'm 1 mana short. Oh, huh. Do I just snap Verdict? I should just totally snap Verdict, right? Yeah, 10 out of 10. That's definitely what I want to do here. All right, and then if something doesn't go horribly wrong this turn, we get to draw 4 cards next turn. So we have Ancestral Visions coming off finally next turn. Double Courser. All right, so we need another sweeper here, but thankfully we're going to see a lot of cards to get to a sweeper, but there's only 1 left in our deck, so yeah, let's see what we can do here. I'm through both my Jaces, right? That's pretty bad for me. Oh, Field of Ruin is pretty good. Hey, Electric up with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you could support what I do here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I guess all these cards do stuff, right? And then, like, because I get rid of the Kessig, the Celestial Colonnade can kind of keep them in check now. Okay. I am 90% sure this stays a creature until end of turn. I'm pretty sure this stays a creature until end of turn when this comes down. Yeah, it's a creature mountain. I won't be able to activate it again here, but it's a creature through the end of this, so that's nice. Yeah, I'm just going to let these hits happen. I'm not going to path this Courser until they have a good card on top of their deck that I want to shuffle away. Like, I'm not going to give them the option to shuffle this Utopia Sprawl. Or, well, that's really good. So they have another Blood Moon in their hand. So I'm just going to get rid of their Coursers of Crufix here. Since I know they have another Blood Moon in their hand, I'm going to start killing them with this Gideon of the Trials. Yes. All right, let's bring the pain. Could we possibly do better than a 3-2? That would be exciting. That'd be exciting. Get the old 4-1 on the scoreboard. What's going on, SoCat? Howdy, howdy. Resolves. AV comes off next turn. is one of their better draws. Whoa, there is a Stormbreath Dragon in their deck. They definitely just cascaded Path to Stormbreath Dragon. All right, well, I'm pretty sure I need to Path the Bloodbraid Elf, right? Unless they both attack Gideon. I'm gonna let Gideon take the hit here, because if we draw Supreme Verdict next turn, I want to be able to verdict their board, and I also don't want to shuffle the Stormbreath Dragon that they just bottomed from Cascade back into their deck. Put Purge in your graveyard. No. Transform. No? Yes? Because I can purge this. Snap Purge. Yes. Let's transform Azcanta. Go. All right, so I'm going to purge this Blood Moon. I'm going to activate Celestial Colonnade. I'm going to block this monkey. I want this Cryptic Command as my oh crap button, basically. Grind is real, not my modern, right? I need to play Gristlebrand after this. There's been too much thinking, chat. There's been too much thinking. Activate this. Grab a backup Cryptic Command. I guess I shouldn't have any ordered those because there's so few left in there's so few cards left in my deck that like we're gonna probably draw through those. All right, let's get Dad Chad in here. Dad Chad's gonna destroy Arbor Elf. Lad Chad's gonna plus on Bloodbraid, pass the turn. This was a sick match. This last game was kind of wild. We're just gonna fire up the Chads, give him a little Chad beatdown. Dad Chad showed up. He's had enough of your bullshit, Ponza. Get in here. The Gideons heading into combat together. With our Chads combined. All right. A sweet 4-1. So yeah, I would be interested in seeing the deck list tightened up a little bit against the more aggressive decks in the format. But the core of the deck list is very good. I really like Ancestral Vision in this archetype. I'm just a big fan of what this card does. I think a lot of people like to jam a bunch of searches into this archetype. And I really like how mana efficient Ancestral Visions is in a deck like this. This deck's bottleneck is oftentimes resource efficiency as opposed to like actual card advantage. So like Ancestral Visions is card advantage that's also very resource efficient. Cards I would be interested in changing in this deck list to make it a little bit better against humans would be Torrential Gearhulks and Elspeth Sun's Champion. I think these are cards that would potentially turn into more removal. You could play Blessed Alliances in the main deck. You could play Ruined Halo in the main deck, which gets you some more board slots you can also play in those matchups. You can play cards like Wall of Omens or Condemn. I would definitely recommend diversifying the sweepers. I think my gut, I would say probably play like 2 Verdicts and a Wrath in the main, and then probably a Settle the Wreckage in the board. I really like Settle in the 75 of these decks, but definitely a touch more spot removal than Wall of Omens. But again, the core of the deck list was really sweet. I like decks that get to play all these basic lands. Quick note, Spreading Seas was just very excellent in so many different matches that league. That in combination with Field of Ruin is like this archetype's like blood moon, basically, right? Like it's our way to kind of like get people and punish greedy mana bases. All right, what are we doing next? If you missed any of that league, it took about 2 hours.